The wilderness is also a time of defining moments. You will come through some situations when you're in your wilderness experience where it will define who you are. I understand what Maya Angelou was saying when she said, wouldn't take nothing from a journey. It's not what you get, it's not the prize that you obtain. It is what you become in the process. It's what you become by all of your struggles. It's what you become in the process of those things. The wilderness is a time of death. It is. Certain things die in you when you're in the wilderness. Now, there are a lot of people that only think that the blessings of God have to do with what God brings into your life. You know, with what he gives you. Did you know some of God's greatest blessings in your life are what he takes away from you? What he cuts out of your life? Who he cuts off? Some of your greatest blessings is when God cut him out of your life, cut her out of your life, just snatched it out, put you off of a job. When he cut you out of that, God was saving your life and you didn't even know it. And you got your lips stuck out because you lost a job that you hated anyway, that was stifling you, and there was a ceiling over your head anyway. You know you weren't going to go but so high there anyhow, and God took you out of that environment. Some of your greatest blessings is not what he gave you, it's the stuff he took away. If he's ever taken pain from you and sickness and disease from you and frustrations and headache and cantankerous people, mean-spirited people, iconoclastic people, contumacious people, I mean, God can remove some stuff that really aggravates you. And when he does, you have to look up, start heaven, and just say, Lord, I thank you. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm telling you, some of God's greatest gifts to you have been unanswered prayers. But when you're in your wilderness experience, these things bring out a certain dark side of our soul. And it is because when you're in the wilderness, we are constantly confronted with our false self, which manifests itself when we're in the fire of testing. And I want us to just take a look here at these four temptations. And I think that these are category temptations. I don't believe that there were only four temptations that happened to Jesus over the 40 days that he was in the wilderness. As you'll notice in verse 2, it says being tempted for 40 days. It didn't say he had four temptations. He was tempted for 40 days by the devil. It didn't say that he just had four temptations. But I think that these are categories of temptations that affect all of us, and that's why I just want to expose old tricks of the devil here. I just want to expose some of these, because this is really based on the epic contest between Satan and Jesus when he was in the wilderness. Now I want you to think about this for a moment. Jesus, as the second Adam, did not sin in the midst of temptation, even when he was hungry in the wilderness. He was hungry in the wilderness and he didn't sin. But then look at the first Adam in the Garden of Eden, who wasn't hungry. He had all the food he could want. And he sinned by eating the forbidden fruit, while he was in paradise with all of his needs met, and he sinned. And Jesus is in the wilderness, has none of his needs met, and he doesn't sin. Now ain't that a blimp?